As you might have guessed, I'm obsessed with cars and specifically driving them. And I love my 964, so for me to give a review of it might be a bit biased. Last year I went to San Francisco and met up with Mike Musto from Big Muscle. He asked me to drive his 68 Charger, and I did. It was absolutely amazing. So what I said to him, come out to New York in the freezing cold fall and drive my 964. He hasn't seen it, nor has he driven it until today.
This is Mike Musto, all 6'4", 250 pounds of him, hence the name Big Muscle. He also happens to be one of my closest friends. And one of our major concerns with the 964 was the space. And as you can see, big guys fit in these smaller cars quite nicely. But before giving me his full review, we spent much of the morning putting my car through its paces, and I was dying to hear what he had to say.
The car that I'm driving right now is Larry's 964, okay? This is the AMMO Porsche. This is black with nice bronze wheels. Car's been lowered, it's got a custom suspension on it. And I'll be honest with you, it's really, really nice. The way that he set this car up is just so in tune with his personality, it's mildly frightening. So, for instance, the suspension is set up, he's got a sport suspension in the car, which is fully adjustable. It's set up stiff, but not overly so that you're getting jarred and tossed around and, and whatnot. The car actually has a really nice compliant ride on the road. I mean, we're cruising along at, 75 miles an hour now, and it feels absolutely fine. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't get in this and drive it from San Francisco to LA, or as the case might be, from New York to Florida. The 964, this one is a C4. That means it's four-wheel drive. It's got all-wheel drive, which is kind of, general all-wheel drive, but then you can actually distribute what kind of ratio you want front to back by this little switch on the dash right here. And that's something that a lot of newer Porsches you can't really adjust. You can't adjust the bias. Other things that you might want to think about, you might want to take notice of in this car. Larry is slowly converting this over, right? So the interior originally was white. No one likes a white interior. I don't like a white interior. My wife wouldn't like a white interior. Larry doesn't like a white interior. So he's changing it. The seats that he has in the car now are original 964 seats. And I'll be honest, while there is some support, they really do need to be upgraded to reflect the other components that have been upgraded in the car. So, there's some lumbar, but if you really start whipping in this thing, you're going to get tossed around. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. And the other thing is the seats are original, so bolstering is a little on the faded side, and they need to be kind of upgraded. But that's easily taken care of. Another thing, you might look at the dashboard, and you're going to notice that the tack, you're going to notice the speedometer is tacked off center, tilted off center. There's a reason for that. When we go to the racetrack, what we do is this. We have most of our gauges and most of our tacks set up just like this. A lot of times we'll actually put a piece of racer's tape right across. Because to be honest with you, you're not going to be below 4 grand. If you are, you're not going fast enough. And so we try to keep the needle exactly in the rev range, right where we can see it. And that's just a little trick that we use. And the gauges, the way that they're set up now, are so that we don't even have to do this because they're kind of already done for us. And it's a really nice... It's a nice touch in a car like this. It makes it, as soon as you get in, it makes you feel like you're like, oh, this car was built for a purpose. One of the things that people have to remember about Porsches, and especially the 964, is the amount of technology that's actually been built into this car. Remember that most of the technology, as far as the all-wheel drive system or most of the electronics and whatnot, came from the 959. Remember that car? That was Porsche's supercar from the late 1980s. It was basically that and the Ferrari F40 that stunned the planet back then. The 959 was one of the most technically advanced cars on the planet at the time. And the good part about that is, as most things that evolve, is this is what came out of it. This is the road-going version. This is the base production model of, not a 959, obviously, but of their new 911, codename 964. Everything in this car is positioned perfectly for the driver. Your gauges are exactly where they should be. They're in your line of sight, which means you're never fumbling to find everything. Now, everything is in this car that you want, right? You have your HVAC control, which doesn't work in Larry's car. It's kind of like my old Charger. You have your stereo, which actually does work, and it sounds quite nice. And, you've got your power window switches and whatnot. There's everything you need and nothing you don't. And that's what I really like about Porsches. you know, they take a very minimalistic approach to building a performance car. And as a driver, that's really what you want. I don't want to get in a car and I don't want to look for launch control switches, and I don't want to try to figure out how to adjust this or adjust that, or, you know, can I tune this or tune that? I want to turn the key, I want one setting, and I want to drive. That's what's great about Porsche. Now, when we talk about power in these cars, you got to remember that this is a C4, so it is a little heavier because of the all-wheel drive system. This car has a 3.6 liter flat six, and it makes somewhere in the neighborhood of about 245 to 250 horsepower, which is not bad for a car that weighs basically 3,200 pounds, okay? The good part about that number, and I mean the power number, is you can utilize 100% of that. It's not like a lot of the cars of today that have, you know, 4, 5, 6, even 700 horsepower at times, that you really have to be careful using that and trying to put that power to the pavement. The other thing is the steering, the brakes, and the accelerator, the clutch. Everything. Consider what I'm saying here. The steering is power assisted. It's very, very nicely weighted, okay? It's not a one-finger touch wheel. It almost feels like a manual. But like I said, it's power assist, so you've got great road feel. The brakes, power assist. Not full power assist, mind you, not full power brakes. So you can modulate the brake pedal very, very well. The clutch, it's not a sledgehammer clutch, but I wouldn't want to get stuck in New York City traffic for 2 hours with it. My left leg would fall off. The thing about these cars, whether you're talking about classic 911s from the, you know, from the 70s, early 80s 911s, 964s, 993s, these cars are gaining in value extremely rapidly. And I'm talking by extremely, I mean like the last year, these things have shot up crazy style. So if you are a 911 buff, or if you always wanted to find a 911, start shopping now, because they're going to cost a lot of money. Make sure you buy the nicest one, the cleanest one, get a PPI done on the car so you know exactly what you're getting. And then after you plunk down your money, the only thing you really have left to do is sit back, turn the key, run through the gears, and enjoy your Porsche. Now normally I would kill you because it's 28 degrees outside.
That's great. Can you say B-roll?
B-roll of me driving Larry's car.
If you'd stop moving your lips, I might be able to use it.
Codename Smokey.
What?
I said that's it.
Calling this thing smoking?
The black Porsche 964, codename Smokey.
That's right. Can you stop moving? Oh, jeez. You can't do that.